Okay, what's going on, Grand Rising? Today is Thursday, May 9th, 2024. What we're going to be looking at is going to be dollar index in the futures market. As I'm loading this up here really quick, we did just have job claims come out, which was higher than unexpected, which ended up making the market really rally and move a little bit. We were just really quickly here. We were inside of a bullish dollar situation where we were thinking that maybe dollar could continue higher, but we wanted to see what this news release was really gonna show us. So when you really look at it, we had that huge release right here where prices dropped, making that lower low, starting to show signs of weakness. And now I want to see how this, daily, how this 4 hour is going to close today as well. And are we going to start attacking, from this wick low to this high? Are we going to start attacking 105, 105.20s, possibly today when it comes to dollar? And we did have a nice rejection from 106.50. So I want to see how this weekly and how this daily is going to close. And then when you look at the higher time frames on futures, we're at a point where, we could end up still selling off. Like they want to go higher. I think we could go up into the 18,400s on NQ, possibly 52 50s here on ES and 39.4 on YM. But as of right now, at the news, I ended up finding a buy position on ES to go to the upside and trailed the risk to where I don't have to worry about it. Um, but when you look at all of them across the board here on the 4 hour, they are pretty strong. So these wick highs don't look as great. But just where they're out on the higher time frame as well, they may manipulate after reaching for some internal liquidity to then push lower. We got about 4 minutes before the open. So now, as you can see, before New York open, they're already kind of showing possible signs of wanting to go higher, mitigation off the 1 hour down candles, right? So your focus point is always going to be that special 1 hour candle, right? So you have this one here, right? Which if you go forward like this, you can see the area, and same thing with ES. They relatively move the same. All right, so the same thing here with this candle here, right? Looking for that same price action. I was able to secure an entry off of that London open tap, and then was basically able to trail. So I had two contracts on. I was able to trail some up to here. Price kind of came back a little bit back below daily open, knocking me out of one contract, and then I'm break even, holding to 52.25s. So really quick too, I just want to go over Bitcoin. Bitcoin, oil, and gold, right? You always want to kind of have your eyes on those markets. Gold to me is just kind of consolidating. Oil has closed that day higher high, kind of showing signs of strength closer back to the levels of 80. And as you can see with BTC, we're still in that area where, I think we're going to push back below possibly, obviously 60,000. I think we can push back into this inefficiency here at 53,000. So I'll switch over to the snipe window so we can kind of really see um, what we're looking for today. So right now, price is starting to break down already pre-New York, which is pretty interesting because I think that they could end up selling off. This was a beautiful setup here so far when it comes to NQ, 5 minute candle closing lower low, 820, 820 candle to 825 goes up, taps the area, so it puts you in a favorable R&R, right, to the highs, and then to get below this, this area here would be really phenomenal. So that's not a bad trade right there. I'm not in that trade. And then really quick, I just want to show ES before it pops off. Is I had buy positions, and I still do. It's just not on this account. So I basically have buy positions from when price came back at 7:30, tapped this London open. So I have 52.02 and a quarter. Price rallied up, right? I had two contracts on. Price came back down as it went into profit. I trailed it, came back, took me out of one contract at daily open, and then now I have the rest break even, so I don't have to worry about it. So we got about 1 minute before this open. Make sure you study your trader's constitution. Let's really focus up. Let's really lock in. And yeah, I guess you guys can't see that screen, so give me 1 second. I didn't. That's terrible. Sorry. So I'll have to go over the ES later, but basically with the entries, you guys can look at the prices from what I said. We got about 5 seconds before these open, so I am watching all of them here, 1 hour, 4 hour, just to kind of get an idea. Okay, so I do have Top Step over here on the other side, kind of listening to what they're doing. Okay, so they're all finding momentum to the upside currently right now, which makes a lot of sense. You know, the 4 hours a little manipulative right now, but will they break the highs? That's the key. That's what I really want to see. So, first move there, really strong move up. So they may end up holding this level. We'll see. So I kind of like how it's hitting into that candle, to be honest. So like that. So if we can get the close lower and the pull back, I would say I'm definitely going to probably attempt this area here to short. And so the high on this candle is 18,204. So I need to be watching that here. Okay, let's see if I can get here. 204. 204. Take profits are going to be market open. So I'm just going to put 18 for right now, 1850. Okay. And so I'm not taking a short right now or doing anything like that. Still watching this price, but I do like how this looks here. All right. Now, yesterday they did kind of build up on this price. So, but when I see it like this, 15.5, I kind of like that price right there. But we'll see how that first 5 minute closes as well. Now, ES to me looks like she could push up to 52 220s or 52.20, sorry. But that might have been it right there. That risk is going to be. So it is above New York. So one more, it actually closed lower. So that might have been it to grab it, to be honest. I mean, it can come back below one more time, but if it doesn't, ES might be the better move right about now. I just want to show that really quick if you've missed this one, right? Because now ES is really starting to play the 5 minute area. I don't want to mark them both up. I already have a position there, so I just need to focus here. Now, if I hesitate here a little bit, it's fine. I want to wait for at least price to, like, I like this close right here. So that was pretty much like letting you know. And then the push back into here, putting a risk here would have been great. So 33. So this 5 minute candle from 30 to 35, we're getting that push lower. That'll be great. And then the pull back into this area can be really nice. So I'll be patient here. Now, ES, like I said, is the only one to me that's still above New York Open. That looks really good. So we'll see how price rallies here. Now, like I said, I think that was the best spot right there. Once price had, shown me, but we'll see what the first 5 minute goes. So price going back above New York Open here. See if I'm a little better angle here. So I'm going to take that with it. Hopefully it got me above. Wow, they filled it kind of low there. So that was filled kind of low, which is fine. I thought it filled me. It said 186, but all right. So this is the price that we're looking for. So now the thing is about this is we'll let this price go, and what I'm gonna do is see if I can manage this area down on the 15 and 5. So if it can just keep going, great. As of right now, though, from that entry, 94, 04, it's about a 20 point risk, so not bad. Now the difference is when I go into profit here, because I'm a better buyer than sellers, I'm gonna start moving this buy stop down. So I'm gonna modify this order when it's time. Right now it's fine, but as we push down below daily open, I'm gonna modify this down and probably trail my risk on one of the contracts. We shall see though. I think there's a lot of buys set up here, 18-100 as well. So just gonna be patient here today. Now, I thought they gave me right above New York Open, but I guess not. That's cool. Now we did reject 18-200 really nicely, so I could definitely see us getting down to the 18-100 areas possibly. All right. Now ES is still kind of holding that area. Let me check that really fast. But I think she's gonna fall. Oh wow. Hopefully this comes back on. Okay. Okay, so ES is starting to fail that area now perfectly. So I just want to show that really fast. All right, because you had the chance there. You just had to play it. So now that we've pushed down like this, like I said, I'm gonna change this. Not yet, actually, sorry. My 5 minute hasn't. If we can push below daily open, then I'll definitely do it. Right now, I'm just gonna accept the risk on this trade. Overall, though, this could fall off a cliff from 18-2. Potentially, who knows? Price looks really good, so we just want to fall. Really like ES how I was just playing above that open. Now, if you look at all three, especially the two together, 15 and 1 hours look really, I'd say bearish when it comes to NQ and ES. And I feel like because a lot of people bought that news, from 6 a.m., 7 a.m. time, that there's lots of stop losses under those levels. So like ES 52 is a hot level again. And then 18-100, I believe, here right under the lows of the day for NQ are going to be hot. So if they can push all the way down to here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up one buy stop down into this area, and then I'm going to trail the other buy stop to my break even and walk away from this thing. So personally, got to be focused here. I don't want to see too much off of this daily open, because if daily open responds and gives me any kind of signals that I would normally play, I'd want to trail that risk. So like basically in here, if price was to come back above New York Open, I personally wouldn't want to really see that too much, to be honest. But I do like the trade as of right now. And then that first 5 minute has shown me, I just want to mark that because I'm going to start marking them. This was 35 to 40. This is 30 to, so right here, it's showing me bearishness. I just kind of want to acknowledge that. 5 minute. Okay, so until I get something different than that, on that 5 minute, this first 15 minutes of the open are looking pretty bare. Let's take a look at ES just really quickly. Now see how they've had the fast up candle and they're printing above New York, but it's failing down over here. And so now all that news price, I'm protected on my other account, which is fine. I don't have to worry about it. I can sit here and play this. Now, really, really good pricing here. We're falling pretty quickly here. Dollar index, I would think, is definitely doing some numbers, but okay, this looks really good still. We're pushing through that daily open price really good. So I really think when you take a look at all 3 1 hours here, just really quick, this is what my eyes are really focused on is, you have the fast up candle 18-2, and they might want to go back to market open. Who knows? That would be a pretty awesome trade. Um, so I really like how this is going. Now my focus is going to be, inside this down candle and 18-150 level, right? Because we're pushing dramatically now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, where's it at? I don't want to do like halfway because I know that they'll pull halfway. I want to wait. I want to wait until we get down lower, right? When I'm looking at like Fibonacci, I want to wait until I can get from the low of the day to basically like that 786, so 18,130 areas would be nice. So like I said, what I'm gonna do, I'm waiting for this 5 minute to close so that you have another, right, from 40, basically from 35 to 40, and then from 40 to 45, this will be a big transition because if the 15-minute candle can break that low, then it's gonna go lower, and if it bounces here, then it may not, right? So about right here, what I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna do it over here. It's easier for me to see it. Like right here, is I'm gonna add a buy stop. All right. Oops. Where does it say trade? Oh, right here. Okay, so buy stop here. I only need one. All right. So I'm just basically, making sure I'm going to secure something here, putting a buy stop right there. And then I reduce this one down, right? Because I don't want to take myself out of trades anymore. All right. So I'm going to reduce this one down. So now I have my risk set. We're pushing really fast and it's looking really good. All right. Now, as this goes, I can trail this. So like what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trail this to daily open, right? Because that's where I want to secure the bag. All right, and now we're just falling. Really, really good trade. Really, really good trade. This is probably one of my best managements of 2024 as of right now. Let's go. Let's go. What a hot morning. What a hot morning. Okay, and so now I'm trailing the risk. I'm trailing the risk, right? Securing back, securing back. We're breaking structure. We got a few minutes before the 15-minute close, right? So what I'm going to do is from my entry 181, right, to 136 is we get down to 18.1. That's 80 points secured. Right? So that's a fire trade. Fire trade. And I'm not taking myself out of, opportunity here. So as we push these lows, right? Technicals, right? 15-minute, right? That line graph right there. As we get down here, I'm going to secure more bag, right? Secure more because now we're coming into that 5-minute play. Now I bet you I haven't really, let me look. ES failed perfectly. Let's go. So on the other trade, I moved my stop loss in the profit. I ended up coming out on that account with about $700+ today. And then we're floating about $2,000 on this account right now. Fire. 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 This is like one of my best management days. Let's go. Okay. So I'm actually going to secure a little bit more. All right. So are we going to break these 15-minute lows? That's going to be the key. You have YM flying, you have ES kind of flying as well. So that's going to be the key for me is are we going to do, what are we going to do, right? And then I'm going to move this one to right here because I don't want to risk any more than that. And so now I'm just going to watch the trade, right? Watching this area, my eyes are really locked in, right? On this 5-minute down candle here, this 15-minute down candle, right? And how they just took internal liquidity, right? So you want to focus on that. And so if you can keep getting pushes, right, and those signs of strength on a 5-minute here, going into this 5-minute close in 30 seconds, 15 minutes really bearish, I would think that either this is internal sweep and they could run it back up a little bit, or they'll just keep pushing, right? And those 1 hours are going to fail. So 15-minute close there, bearish, right? So it looks like we're going to go hit that 18.1. So as soon as we make that technical break, I'll trail that risk as well. Possibly if we get that chance, that'll be great. But I like the management today. I'm really putting myself in a position to not take myself out of big opportunities. And like that's the thing is like I usually catch really, really good trades and sometimes we'll cut it short, which I don't need to. Okay, so we're still pushing really good. Really, really good here. Now, if we can just break through that 5 minute down candle, you guys kind of see how this candle's our focus on 15 right here. Those are like my eyes, right? Reference point are at. And so I need to mark the end of the day. Wow, I don't have the end of the day mark. Kind of noob am I? 17 here. All of these, don't always know where that end of the day is. Okay, so we're getting kind of responses in this area. So, you could basically start trailing down your risk. Me personally, I've already done that. So it's like I'm just looking for the technical structure break now. ES is starting to fail that area as well. Um, so I'm gonna actually secure even more here. So just making sure securing 40 points times $20. It's about $800 secured right there, right on that account. So all right, price is still moving in our favor. And so this is turning into one of my best days of the year, just because earlier started off on the other account in profit, looking really good. Um, yeah, so just kind of watching this price here. Managing risk, I feel like pretty good here, especially when you're thinking about, the time we have left in this area here, going into like when I'm done trading. So as soon as we break that structure, I'm trailing that buy stop, uh, to secure about 80 points. Which is a fire move with one trade still basically on the board. All right. Now, how we respond in this area will be key because ES is not going lower and you have YM flying to the highs right now. All right. So I'm definitely managing, pretty well here, I believe. Now it's all going to be about this reaction here. This 5 minute close has been ever since then lower open, lower close, lower open, lower close, lower open, lower close. So there's nothing showing me to exit this market. All right. So securing, right? We got in the 80s, right? Securing to the 20 levels would be nice, about 60 plus points. So as soon as we break that structure, this 5 minute, I'm gonna secure. So I'm already gonna go ahead and do this here. That area might be a little bit high for what I wanted. Uh, it'll work out because if it goes higher than that 5 minute area, then I want to be out anyway. But 15 looks good. Now we're looking down here, right? Because the swing of the move is actually all the way down here. So this is really what we're looking to grab here is internal liquidity, right? At the 88.6 levels. So that's what I'm looking for. As soon as it breaks through, I'll trail that risk. I'll probably even move this one into profits and walk away from this thing. Now see how they're doing right there? Mm-hmm. So I do want to look, what is this at 30s? Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. This 5 minute close is a nice reaction, right? Because that was from 45 to 50, all right? So if it comes back and hits me out there, great, you know? Cool. Knocked me down one contract. I just profited about I have to look at the actual numbers. I think it was around $1,200. But this bounce is looking really good. And so ES is holding that level too. And there's no reason at this point on this trade to have anything susceptible at all. So I'm gonna make sure I move that right here. And honestly, I don't really want price to go back above daily open, so I might go ahead and secure there as well. That's a great bounce off that 5 minute. ES holding really well off that 5204. So I think my trade on the other account is still open because the stop loss is under the London Open, and we haven't broke under that yet. So now I'm just now that I've been able to manage this, I'm able to just manage the rest of the trade, which I feel a lot better about because I can sit here and think about the signals. Unless I get this 5 minute engulfing in 3 minutes higher than this candle, then I'm not worried about this. But if we close lower here and we keep making our way, I think that previous day lows could definitely be, an area where we might be looking to trail our risk if it can get that low. But it's still kind of showing signs of strength in this area, which makes complete sense. Previous day low. Ah, previous day low. Okay. All right. So they are kind of bouncing in this area. 5 minutes is looking good. And so, for me, I don't know if I would buy that, but I'm not going to say it like that because I have no idea. YM is breaking the highs, so I'll probably go ahead and trail this down, daily open. All right. Why not? If anything, I'll grab another order, but price comes back above daily open, then I don't. So 5 minute candle, I want to see how it's going to close here. If it doesn't close uh higher than that candle it's at right now, then it should be fine. Now moving my wrist to that daily open, is more susceptible to them actually just coming and tapping and then falling again. But from the day I've had so far and what I've already been able to secure, it's perfect. Right. And so if price can stay in my favor on the 15 and 5, then there's a really better chance. But I think they could just rally up to daily open fairly quickly. So I would be open to more trades possibly in that situation. But I only want to, if I was going to sell again, only be above daily open. So that's why I have my risk there. So 5 minute candles getting ready to close. Looks like a pretty good rejection. And then ES is still looking really strong. So 5 minute candle closed engulfing. So they could definitely come back and swing some of this, especially with YM taking the highs like that. I could definitely see it. So the ES trade on the other account is still holding. I just looked over at Tradeovate. So that's pretty cool. Stop losses in profit, break even, basically. Same thing we have here. Same situation, essentially. So let's see if we can break through this 50 level. If we can't break through this 50 level, I would think that they might just fall over. But YM really strong. ES having a hard time trying to break the highs as well. And NQ is the only one that's really pushed down like this, I would say. Okay, so they want to see these 5 minutes. The 1 hours look really interesting. I feel like that 1 hour area can hold here on NQ. So I'm glad I have my stop and profit here. Because that 1 hour and that way the candles held in this area are really nice. So they could come right back above daily open and then distribute again at the 70s, 80 levels. But I don't want to be susceptible to that when I've already caught such a good part of the move. But that daily open looks like it wants to return. Now ES is still holding pretty strong, 5206. So those buys from the news actually might be pretty fired. So we are still kind of looking bullish here up to back to our trailed stop loss. Let's see if we can break the 50 level here. They may reach just right for the daily open and then literally turn it around. That's literally what I could see happening today. But I'll be happy and grateful with what they give me. Really pushing there on ES. So I still have that trade, like I said, on the other account, which is pretty fire. So we were right there. Let's see. If they can't go above daily open, then this thing will topple. YM made a higher high on that 1 hour, so that's showing some strength there in futures. And I still think we go to 52.25 here on ES. So it really depends. Awesome. So cool. It came back above daily open and it's rallying back. And we ended up getting out of here with a profitable day. So for Into the Futures, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, relatively a short stream. That's how we want it to be, right? In and out. I wish I would have even had, the NQ or not, the ES trade as well. Give me 1 second. I think I can pull it up. I just have to pull the other account up here. To give me 1 second here, but really grateful for the move that we got there on NQ. And so let me see here. I have the other account here that has the ES trade. Okay, so this is my entry here. So this is my entry on ES, right? So stop loss now, since I've already hit, basically it's I had 2 contracts. I hit one of them under. I have moved it up to daily open as well. So what I'm going to do here with this one is I'm just going to go ahead and move it into profit now, and then just let that one continue to ride off into the sunset. And now if you look at higher time frame bias, I think we get above 52.25s. And then if you look at like a 4 hour, there's nothing that's really showed us that we're not going to be bullish. Right, so I think we could slip above 52.25, and then looking at a daily. Let me look at this daily. I still think that we have room to go. So like I'm looking at all my higher time frame biases. I think that NQ could rise up into 18,350s, 18,400s, and I think we still have some room to go on ES into the 52.50s. Right, so I think we break 52.25 today, then we'll reach for that 52.50. And then obviously here, YM is going crazy, right? So that's that on that. And then yeah, so that one's good and it's protected and we're all good. So I appreciate you guys watching the session today. It's been a pretty phenomenal day. I'd say that NQ markup was really, really fire. And yeah, so have a good rest of your day. Peace.